Thank you, Mr. King. Northern Agency, if you need some assistance, there's Mr. former BIA that will give you the guidance and what needs to be. Kachia Yaha Red Valley, which entity ka?
Yate Hona is a Kairo Hona Tony say Eugene zoning schedule Red Valley that a top the onions vice president age Tachi Chiba as Tobazo Chingo for the Chiba or Congress for those CNC and Halia and under yours under she's still getting things in order for us at the chapter. I guess TV, I guess the chairman will take Samasi chapter that 5010 or 5012. Hashin such a grade at that which is 9 miles and a Ashwan you probably could let it know it needs a lot of attention because right now I travel on it on Sundays to attend church. There's a church down on that road and it needs grading really bad. And this 4-year being now grade and it's not helping that area because once it rains and the mud it should be on so the door people get stuck and ashon that they pada and pada this and I know I talked to BIA we'll get a team out there one time to let me go out for it. It's never graded. Although highway for those need that so down area or seasons up for those hardwood that's in so yes so resolution should be done the highway all the hardwood highway look at all you a lot of the members in that area Sinasti Ajo Redmond and Roger but they're family are moving back and there's school students as students as high school is probably increasing. Before maybe we can start planning to build a highway back on that. I remember back in the 80s in Yanga, but I know it was stopped because there were some family members told that I know bringing other Kadata Ashnoba, that was easy. So Tashin Santa's door stays at the highway for those things. Yeah, there's different options for instead of that route that they were talking about. Those that don't want a highway can keep the dirt road. I'm sure we can bypass those people that don't want a highway by their homes. And so I should up on Siskiyou because there's a church there, and I'm sure there's also other homes that need attention to it. As I said, in the Sasanda, there's patients that go to dialysis, there's people that, emergency, but that ambulance, I look at other roads in Oak Streets, 5024. How you look at high Tuesday towards Cove. It's a big loop. Big flag is called you see which had no hope for a Tuesday Cove, which had team for Ado. You see Nash, Kashinda, Nado, Spashnat, and so that people really do need that attention. Like other gravel that you see the back. The father we have the Ashland, so the car. So although there's some cattle farms, so BIA International on N63 vaccine the vaccine, and number of the Shinkan Mishka, Halo female dash on we'll get a team together on that shit that me. I don't then. So these livestock, you know, that they come inside the fence, then they causes accidents. That was about feed of N13 to Africa. I don't. The other road is the N13. This I know you guys have contract with Wilson to complete the road from Rock to past that chapter this summer. I know that road is going up. Construction is going up. But we're going to be from there to maybe LA, look at the page at community. So we need to start putting all Utah's potholes. BIA keeps going up there to fill in those potholes. I'm sure they're getting tired of doing that. So out of that community, resurface on that piece of work. I know it's going to take a lot of money. I know it's going to take some time, but I think we need to start planning for that. And so let's all anticipate so. I know bridges again, so I know they need some attention on towards Oak Springs on N63. Midwash Bridge, I know there's another bridge down the way, not too far from there, there's another bridge. I think they need upgrading and some attention on that part of it. So it is account for the I know the other thing is they N63, the Tonga towards it, Astor Highway for those need that. Several years ago, I know there was other there's been talks about, but again, some family were saying no. Because we have a lot of community members from Cove and Red Valley that go to the clinic in Red Mesa, and they have to drive all the way around through Shiprock and then back out to Red Mesa. So we need to consider maybe making a road fixing a road from 5020 into that goes up by Red Wash. I think all that about gravel down to a little bit road-based stuff. But maybe that will kind of help the transportation easy for them to travel to Red Mesa, because a lot of them, I noticed that they don't like to go to Shabbat Hospital anymore. So those are some of the concerns. I don't like the solar light bill energy. We want to put some from the turn off towards N63 all the way to Red Valley Cove High School. The traffic is getting really bad on N13 because during the summer we have people that come over the mountains to shop in Farmington, in various areas. So we have a lot of traffic. We have probably over 300 to 400 vehicles a day that travels back and forth on N13 over the mountain. During the winter, it's okay because of the snow, so everybody has to travel all around Red Mesa, either through Crystal. So anything I felt badly. I know the traffic is really heavy during the summer on N13 because we have a lot of the community members from Look at Your Page, Chinny, and all the area that go over that shop in Farmington. I know the Ashland, Anunpush County, I start grading that the road Ashland, make sure your employees, when we request for them that they're there. If you're Ashland, Apache County, you're talking on the Arizona side. Ashland, when I request, when we request for grading on the Arizona side, they help us grade those roads. And New Mexico to go Iona, like I said, on 5012, Iona 5024, 5020, the road that goes to Bruce Travis's house. They always have trouble with the road. Grade out of gravel leads, and that's what issue that there's an exception. I know that was on the plan to on that road, so if that big route, I don't really know much about that road, but I know that was on the agenda and also on the plan. So I didn't talk about Mananki's kind of the Ashland, I then Tani now, Sinigo, Mr. Patero, your chief, with Ashland, the Tani, and the hotel, the other valley. Although we have some other residential homes that need attention, maybe you guys can help us with, I don't have any pictures with me or anything, but maybe on our next visit, we'll put a booklet together for you, and we can, start making those plans for the community of Red Valley and Mitten Rock. Because we have a large portion, there's Mitten Rock, there's Red Valley, and there's Oak Springs. So 3 different communities that we're dealing with and we work with at that. So, ele estava sido a lo que a nossa fundamental.
Thank you, Red Valley. Auto panel, do you have anything for Red Valley?
Yeah, I know 5012, it's a good road, goes all the way from North Street to Red Valley. Good road, long ways. Needs a lot of maintenance on it. Same thing, 5020, I know 5020 goes behind Shiprock back road. Nice drive, get a nice view back there on the other side of Shiprock that you don't see. We go all the way through Lake Road, you know. We know those routes. We do have some work on 5020 again. Donald Jackson's been out kind of sick. Hasn't been in the office. He's right there from N13 going north. We have, I think, 6 miles of spot gravel going on in that area on 5020. N13A, again, that's the same thing. As we mentioned earlier, only has 2 inches of hot mix on it. Steep and curvy as that is, and coming up and down, it should have had more, but it was only designed with 2 inches of hot mix on it. Now they have those oil and gas trucks go up there. Those trucks are heavy. They weigh 80,000, 90,000 pounds. They're really heavy. They're the one that are tearing that road up. I know Alfred Reed, I went through there the other day, and Alfred Reed's crew, the BIA team was up there. They really take a lot of care of that road, so. Okay.
Sir.
Can I just add, I know Cove Reed and uranium gap, they're treating up uranium in the Cove. So we have a lot of diesels coming out back and forth on N33 and N13, 8 of their truckload coming out. So pushing 15 loads out, so we're putting that good job. So the roads are getting, on N13 is getting bad. So we should go up on the wow.
They did 70,000 last summer, 70,000. If they do the full completion, will be 700,000 that we expect to have to release and 13 through 491. So we'll need it up to 700.
One of the things that's interesting is that those trucks that are loaded, one of those single trucks with a load is the same as 30,000 cars. So that 21, 23, 1,500, that's over 1 million vehicles on that road. Can we use that for traffic count again?
Is that hazardous waste?
That's one of the questions when we were at Rock Point. One of the ladies asked, and they said they're not sure how all that's going. But one of the things, if we restrict it for the ones that are going to be coming through, how then are we going to transport the uranium that's coming off of communities? Because Navajo Nation has like 500 uranium sites all across the Navajo Nation. So if we stop them from transporting around, how then are we going to get rid of the uranium that's there in our communities? Because if you apply it to one, you have to apply it to the other. The other part of it is
No, we excluded that term. If you look at the resolution,
Yeah.
it would be the U.S. Assistant Attorney General next week. If you look at the council's resolution preventing uranium, there is a provision in there. It's uranium is allowed to be taken off the nation. It's tied into cleanup. And the way that we identified it is that it's for economic development need that resolution.
Then the other part of it is, when these funds are accepted, you're saying those are gonna be public roads. So like when you, like your community, if you establish it, then it's a public road because those are public dollars that are going into it. And there's a whole question of right of way, that right of way non-commission granted it to the states. And so that's the question, so it's gonna go round and round for a while. But then, the thing with it is, I think communities need to understand that when they do that improvement, there's a lot more that comes with it. Remember how the Autobahn in the fishing, team said, never had to listen to that, we shut that. Oh, your auto trash, but now the auto, just the John and Kedo, and the road is stuck to the highways, but they are short team. The other part is fencing. And we know that a couple of areas that they put up fencing, I'm here to be also fencing the issues because that's the access across. The other one I remember back was when we were here the first time, we were fencing road out by Indian Wells, and we asked for quite a bit. We have one cattle guard for you. And it's free. No, I'm just a cousin of mine. When I'm going to town, they were just not. I don't just to say 8 days. And each one of those things probably runs what, $40,000 for one cattle guard. So we only have one in the budget, but they wanted 3. I called, you could not fix it. Could you get the excuse so they could go to town? And we could go to work because it was a shortcut. That's the part where we need to work with our legislators to set up road standards to do all of that kind of stuff. The same way with the gentleman in the back when he was talking about the crown of the road, we need to adopt road standards to do this because the way I understood it is if you're doing the road improvement to meet standards, then you can use maintenance dollars, but you can't increase the requirement to maintain those roads without adopting regulations about how those roads should be maintained.
Where are they taking the hazardous waste?
I don't think there's a place that they file that information. I think what they talked about, one of the things that we're working on, trying to figure out is how do we keep the trucks off of these when we say they're public roads. One of the things is, remember when the incident happened over by Lupton, when that truck on the train area, all those trucks then went through Lupton to St. Michael's, out of what the 191. It started all the way to the other side, and those roads weren't built for that kind of load. It's the same way as in Albuquerque when they were doing the Big I intersection. They drove through town, so all those trucks went through the town. All those roads got torn up. I know one of our staff lives in Sanders. There's one road that goes south of Sanders. It's completely tore up that road because it probably had a thinner asphalt in there. It's got so there's really no process of it. The other part of it that you need to be aware of is with the electric cars. Remember the money that funds all of these road projects comes off of the gas tax. But with the electric cars, they don't pay the gas tax because they run off on electricity. So somehow they need to figure all of those things out. So that's good. It seems like it's a nasty kind of
Yeah, chapters. The chapters that are here, I want to say thank you again. An opportunity to see who, some of you that do not know who our new executive director is, and his managers, hearing information back and hearing where certain things are at. This is not the only meeting that we're going to be having with you. Nihi chapters, you have a general idea of who he's working with, who you should be working with on certain things. Please do remember, Sade, Ida Hatena. Ida Eya Hatena. Kudini. No more of that. A couple months ago, we sent out an email to all the chapters across 110 as a way of sending in your resolutions. Very, very vital. At no more of that. What we want to do is when that resolution is accepted, then it will be printed. If you email it, it will be stamped. It will be scanned, archived, and then it will go, it may be to one of these departments right here. Or if you're sending us a BIA resolution, then it's going to get sent to that entity, whomever the resolution should appropriately be going to. That way, you have a general idea of where and how all of this is going to be working. Yes, everything is a process. Everything is a process. Don't think that way. We're all in a learning process right now. Audrey, I want to commend our executive director. We have not had this in all my years that we have been, that I've been working with INDRA. We have lunch. Go ahead, Mr. Carroll.
The second part of the agenda is I was going to have everybody introduce themselves to you, but Leanne has something that she has to go to this afternoon. So if you'll let us do her part, just to introduce herself to you. So if you let us, I'd like to have Leanne do her part because she's not available this afternoon.
Thank you so much. So with Navajo DOT, with transportation planning, everything starts from planning. All the resolutions, all the requests, all the issues that happen in your community, bring it to planning. From planning, and then we start to distribute the issues and the concerns to the other departments. So please send them to transportation planning. Again, my name is Leanne Roy. 18 years with Navajo DOT, and actually 20 years with Navajo Nation. So it's been a long, and I enjoy what I do with Navajo DOT. I have when I get up, I enjoy where I'm going. I enjoy the people that I work with. I enjoy working with the communities. I love coming out to the communities, meeting with every one of you. And with my staff, Margie Begay, she's our supervisor for the planners. And we also have Amanda Tolino, she's our new Northern Agency planner, so we'll be working closely with her. And I know a lot of you already know her, so that's good. So with transportation planning, our goal to the Navajo Nation is to update our long-range transportation plan. Now that long-range transportation plan is found on our website. So it's over 100 pages, go through it. It really details how do we spend, you've heard that 54 million all morning. How do we prioritize that 54 million? How do we include the communities? How do we include going about with issues and concerns and with the chapters? And then our other goal is to maintain the road inventory. And I'd like to say Mr. Aaron King back there, he is a man with so much intelligence with roads. Get with him. He is a walking encyclopedia back there. Very respectful man back there. The other goal is community outreach. Community outreach. We do a lot of community outreach, like today. But our objective, what we do out there in the field, again, road inventory. And you'll hear a lot of this NTTFI. Now it's National Tribal Transportation Facility Inventory. That's everything that we've heard about: signages, striping, roads, bridges, helipads, everything, every aspect, all attributes of a road. That's what goes into that inventory. GIS, we do free mapping. If you guys need any maps, A-size maps, 8.5 by 11. We also do these 24 by 36. We can even go as high as 36 by 48, which is probably this red one here. We need to put the cars back on the road over there. That's our goal over there. I love that little picture. Okay, the other one is road safety audits. We can help you out with that too. We heard a lot about drop-offs, 7-foot, 8-foot drop-offs. We mentioned Gutty Eyes 25. There we go. We hit the mark there. Let's see, asset management, again, roads. Grants. We heard a lot about grants today. We've heard from, capital outlay, we heard of TTIP, we heard of bridge program, we've heard of the safe streets for all. That's what the SS4A is. A lot of grants out there. Grants.gov. That's where you need to go, and there are hundreds, if not thousands, of grants. You just go in there and pick transportation, and it'll give you a slew of information. The other one is our last objective is a TTIP, Tribal Transportation Improvement Program. So you heard our director. If you're going to change that culvert, right now it might be a 10-foot culvert and you want to make it bigger, that's called improvement. But if you're going to stay with the same size culvert, then you don't need to do what we call TTIP. And that's a program where you apply for funding. That one goes for bridges, roads, striping, fencing, signages, every aspect of a road. Tribal Transportation Improvement Program. If there's a washout out there and you want to improve it, how do you improve it? You put a bridge. That's how it all starts with resolutions. And we got a whole slew of resolutions here. And that's what I like with Navajo DOT. Training. We have Amanda here. Come up with 3 available dates that we can see which ones we can come out and do training. The type of training that we do is long-range transportation plan. We'll show you what, in detail, what that whole document is. We take that to our oversight committee, resource and development committee, and they're the ones that approve it. Basically, our funding is based on data-driven. You heard about the black hoses, you heard about, okay, we have semis going up these roads. How much do one semi come up with? So many vehicles. So I always say, when you see those black hoses, I'm gonna take my NDOT hat off. When you see those black hoses, call your family. Go around. Go over that thing 3, 4, 5 times. BIA, former BIA people put years. You see that black hose? Turn around. Go back around. Call your family. Hey, there's a black hose over here. Go make 10 trips. ADTs is what you're going to get for those priorities. How you're going to get that asphalt. How you're going to get that magnesium chloride that really hardens that road on the gravel. TTIP, Tribal Transportation Improvement Program. We can show you how to apply for that one. That one's due 2027. But like I said earlier, don't wait. Get your package ready. Make sure they're project ready. Regional routes, we can show you regional routes, 15 miles. We always say try to keep that 15 miles because it started back in 2010, 2009, way back. And the effort that it takes to get all that NEPA process done, archaeological, bio, environmental, The result of that is to try to get it paid, those regional routes. That's the intent behind regional routes. Because as you heard all day this morning, once you improve that road, traffic's gonna pick up. Once you improve that road, trash, speeding, accidents. That's what happens when you improve a road. The next one, the fourth training and presentation is road inventory. How do you put a road into the inventory? You guys talked about some roads, a lot of them are already in the inventory, but there was one mentioned, I'll have to meet with the chapter. There's one road that might not be in the inventory, and that one, what we look at is make sure it has at least 3 homes, 3 families down that road. And you gotta remember, if you're gonna make it public, everybody's gonna drive down that road. So when we put down that road and we start to maintain it, and eventually, as you maintain and improve, traffic's gonna increase. And what's gonna happen? Grandma's gonna call up and say, there's too many people out here. It's becoming what did I hear earlier? A bootleg route. That's what's gonna happen. So you gotta, the good and the bad come down the same road. You gotta remember all this. So with transportation planning, we have 19 full staff positions. But right now, we only have 12 positions. We're lacking, we have 12 full-time positions that are here. We're lacking 3 planners. So if you guys want to be a planner, meet with the communities, push their projects, get grants, get funding, become a planner. The other one, we need 4 GIS techs. You want to learn how to draw these maps? We'll teach you. We'll teach you how. I think that's it. Yeah.
On your long-range transportation plans, in the grazing community, Tokoi, they're putting up homes just anywhere, and it's hard to tell these people, we can't grade 3 different routes to one house. And now they're getting storage buildings, they're just moving in. So is there a plan that you guys can do for homes, how to set them up so we can all use the same sewer line, the same power line, water line?
So when we get together with BIA, we meet with BIA 4 times a year. Sometimes if everybody has their free schedules, we try to push it to 5, 6 times, and we meet on that. That's not a regulation that Navajo DOT came up. That's a federal regulation, meaning if there's 3 homes down there, then that's a potential public road. Now, when we say maintenance, we're not talking about addressing. We're not allowed to do any residential roads. Like if one person lives down here, it's 0.1 mile, then our roads department comes down and starts knocking on my head and say, hey, Leanne, we're not supposed to be doing 0.1 miles. How much money is it gonna take for me to put that, equipment on the flatbed, and then, what do you guys do? Remotely move it out to the 0.1 mile? The effort is just not there. So we don't do residential routes. We're not allowed to with federal highway funds.
Did you run into problems with RVDO?
No. Say that again.
Like if you wanted to pave an area?
Well, that's where we include our Club C. So we always meet with the Club C too, not just the chapter officials. So when we go out there and meet, we want to see Club C there, we want to see the chapter officials there. If you guys can, we want to see the schools there.
The Northern Fair is huge, and you want to pave the fairground. RVDO says no. And it was settled in court in 1960 that it belongs to the Northern Agency, the fair, Andy Brown. So that's why I'm asking, can you pave just?
Well, just the fairground alone, we don't even have that in the inventory.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
No, we don't.
Wow.
it's not a road. Yeah, it's just an event area, yeah. Unfortunately, yeah.
Nice try though.
Everybody's looking at me right here. Don't you say you're gonna.
Just say yes.
But that's a good question. Thank you. Thank you.
But NDOT did that to Winter Rock Fairgrounds. Under Russell Gate, we put all that. Remember how when you entered to the fairgrounds, that parking lot,
Yeah.
they redid that.
See? Yes.
That wasn't, I don't know, that was not my doing there.
That,
There was no black ones there.
They used the black hole when you went in the parking, huh?
that's one of the areas where we have to set rules in place because there's certain things, in my opinion, that we're doing that we shouldn't be doing. And that's one thing. We shouldn't be taking federal dollars to do those type of activities. Now, if it's funded elsewhere, then perhaps, but even the people that are working on that shouldn't be federal employees. So that's the part where, because I learned a little bit about it underneath when I worked with ARPA, because we go to the division directors meetings and they're like, you guys need to do this. It's like, no, we can't do that because we're federally funded. So that caution kind of carried over here. So that's where I'm looking at modifying our plan of operation and just listing these are the things that we cannot do. And part of the things that we get involved in is during emergency declaration. We do certain things, but I think that should only be within the context of an emergency declaration, not something that's all the time. Because we did assist with cleaning out some stuff to get people in and out to get medicines to certain elderly people. But what we got were requests so that's where we have to be careful. The intent was to assist the elderly because they couldn't get in there to get the, I believe it's insulin, to an individual. So we had our guys clear it so that we could deliver it. But we even had a request for the Bevelman. So that's where we have to set very specific parameters what we can and cannot do. I also learned that when I was at General Services underneath the facility maintenance has certain restrictions. And one of the restrictions is they can't help Head Start, they can't help senior citizens, and it says anybody that's a for-profit group, which includes the fair office, you can't provide assistance to them with the money that's given to them underneath General Services for facilities maintenance. And then you guys all recall, before I came, all those maintenance workers would be over there getting ready for the fair. But when I got there, I said, no, we can't do that because there's a strict prohibition within the plan of operation. The same way Delegate Charles Newton had a senior citizen summit. And they're like, you need to go help them. They're like, no, man, we can't because our plan of operation says that it's excluded over there. If you also look at it, within there is any department that has a maintenance position budgeted in their general funds or federal one, then facility maintenance can't go send somebody in there. So that's the rule that I kind of learned from. So in this case, the money that we get should go specifically to the intent of that and not support it. Yeah, it's great projects, it's community projects, but we need to be we don't want to be in a position where we use federal dollars for an activity that wasn't sanctioned underneath the allowable uses of those federal dollars. So to that end, what we're doing is we're actually going through training. Now that all the managers are hired, the 29th, we're meeting with KPMG to understand the financial side of it. And then we're scheduling a follow-up meeting then with Arizona Federal Highway down in Phoenix to really understand that once we go through the training, then we'll develop the policies and procedures once we have a basic understanding of all of it. Regulation So that's why we're going through that process, and I wanted us to start that process until all the managers are hired, because they're gonna help develop those policies. And then the policy, once they develop it, then we have to take it to oversight. It's kind of like, maintenance has a maintenance plan, yeah, but those were never taken to the oversight. And when I was at Office of Legislative Services, when we went to an audit, you have your law, you have your policy, and you have your procedure. The law here that's acted on by the full council, the tribal coach, policy, the oversight, the procedures area, that's just to clarify the law and the policy. You can't add stuff in there that's not in there, it's words that are in there.
So who's your oversight?
Our oversight is the Resources and Development Agency. Okay?